Hey Aquarius, welcome to Liza's Love Tarot. I'm Liza, an energy reader, and let's take a journey through the zodiac. So I read energy, not to be confused with a tarot reader or an astrologist. While I use astrology and tarot to read energy, I don't focus on those tools like a tarot reader or an astrologer focuses on those tools. Instead, I use the tools to interpret other things that I can see and hear. And those are just two of the things that I use out of many. But Aquarius, let's jump into this. I am excited to be here. It's like floating on a cloud when I'm in Aquarius energy. I love Aquarius energy. Like, I'm surrounded by a lot of Aquarius energy. So it's always such a relaxing place to be. First things I do want to say is I do implore you to watch all of the sign readings because you are the full zodiac. You have the whole thing in your chart. The planets are just like keyholes, and if you have a keyhole, you at least know where the doorknob is, and you can try opening the door to a room that's, you know, half lit sometimes or lit up some other times. It just depends on what's going on in the world. But if you don't have a keyhole, that's like not having a planet. You still have a door, you just don't know where it is. And so you sometimes use people like me to help you find the doors. I'm the type of person that when I met the universe, I just fell in love. So I had to discover what was behind every door. And now I have, like, you know, I guess you can call them like special goggles. I can see into all these rooms and it's really cool. But Aquarius, we're going to go behind the veil to look at what's going on in your neck of the woods. I'm also going to use a special deck because Aquarius, no shade, but you guys are sometimes remind me of Ghost. So I'm going to use that deck as well. But let's go ahead and start off with the energy reading for the general gist of what November is going to be like for you. And it's the Queen of Pentacles. Aquarius, I feel like you guys have been working so hard at something that you've become a master of it. I mean, look at her. She looks so happy. Oh! The Ten of Cups. Look at that. I did, like, see what I mean? She's so happy and she's fulfilled. That's amazing. Like, you guys, that is amazing. I love that for you. So that is the gist of your energy reading. Let's go ahead and look behind the veil. I do readings in two parts. Looks like Cancer wanted to come out again. Wow. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys this because, wow, it just came out of the deck. I'm going to stop what I'm doing to share before I talk about going behind the veil. I think it's just really important that we know what energies are at play, and the universe really wants us to know that. Whew, okay, so something you've walked away from. Okay, this is the Six of Swords, and it's kind of underlying this energy or propelling this energy forward, which is the Six of Pentacles. So something you walked away from is now a gift for you, in other words, okay? And this card has come up many times. That's why I say I really implore you to watch the other videos because it's just, it tells an entire story through the zodiac. And depending on where your sun sign is, you light up at least 3 quadrants of your natal chart. That means that those energies are really easy for you to see. Like the energy quadrant that your sun is in is the brightest for you. And then the 2 quadrants next to that are dim. And then the quadrant opposite your sun is the darkest, okay? Because imagine you're standing in the middle and you're staring at the sun. So everything between you and the sun is bright, and everything between you and not the sun in the other direction is shadow, it's dark. So you're likely going to resonate with at least 9 of these readings, but this has come up in so many of them, so I really do suggest to give them a look. But so has Cancer, the Chariot, and the 4 of Wands, Celebration, and the 5 of Wands has not come up nearly as much, but we have seen this energy quite a few times. And it's just the same concept of, look, things around you may seem like they're at a discord sometimes. Like maybe you have been ghosting someone. Or, sorry, I had to take a drink of water. I really feel like, if I'm going to be totally honest, whatever you walked away from, you walked towards something else with a very specific goal in mind, and you've been triumphing over all of the obstacles that are in your way there. That's what I really feel like this energy is saying. So this is what this is about, okay? Now, Aquarius, I love to use Aquarius energy to glance into the future, okay? And so we're going to look behind the veil. I know a lot of you Aquarius energy people out there, you sweet beings, you guys do this all the time. So we're going to lend this energy out to everyone else, and I'm going to help you see what's behind the veil for you, because the one thing Aquarius has a hard time with, Star card just came out, and the Wheel of Fortune, harmony, is seeing themselves and their dreams and their wishes and seeing those things come into fruition with the sense of harmony. The Magician. But I just want to say that because it is right here. There's something that is a wish, and it's a wish that you have, and this is what this reading is going to be about for the most part, is the energy around this wish that's going to bring harmony into your life, this thing that you've been working on to bring into fruition. And if you can't figure out what you've been working on, just think about what you've been pouring your energy into. What do you consistently think about every day? That's what you've been wishing for. Whether it's a negative or not, the Magician says that's what you've been working on, and that's what you've been pulling into time. Okay, so let's talk about it. I'm going to leave these cards here at the bottom just so that we know that we're constantly talking about this wish fulfillment that's coming in from the future, this one that's going to, you know, change everything. I mean, the Wheel of Fortune is here, which is kind of like Saturn energy. And Aquarius, you're right here too, aren't you, in the star card? It's so funny because sometimes I forget that Aquarius will show up in this one reading. Virgo did that too. Virgo is very funny energy in the reading. So there's a connection point there. But this is Saturn meets Aquarius, which is being responsible with your wishes, being responsible in how you go about searching and discovering your future, recognizing that there is wisdom. The Wheel of Fortune holds our karma, right? It holds all of the lessons, and lessons can only be turned into wisdom if you actually take the time to reflect on them. Okay, they're memories that you've reflected on, memories that you've given a memory to. I guess I should say emotions that you've given memory to. Now, not all memories are reflections that grant us wisdom, but the ones that we reflect on and no longer are triggered by, they usually become wisdoms. So, you know, it's emotions that are jam-packed into memories that no longer trigger you. That's when you know that you've learned the lesson. And I feel like you have a wish coming true simply because of this, because you've been doing that. So this is the Aquarius energy. Let's go ahead and look at what's going on behind the veil. We've already got the Magician out, and I think that's amazing. But just in case if this is your first video, I'm going to explain this to you. I'm going to do a magic trick, okay? You're going to go and you're going to glimpse into the future with Liza, because Liza, Liza loves glimpsing into the future, right? But the way that this works, and you have to be careful, is the only way that you can actually glimpse into the future and really see what's going on is if you do it with love, okay? That's why I love the universe, and the universe loves me. You stay in that energy. So with that being said, we have the Magician. The Magician can be slick. It's a very Gemini energy, but it's a Gemini who's got a lot of skills at hand. And sometimes, as we know, this Mercurial, I should say, it's not necessarily just Gemini, it's Mercurial, okay? This Mercurial energy can get into a lot of mischief or trouble, but I feel like with it working in tandem with harmony and the star, this Magician, honestly, I say is a fool with life experience. That's what makes a magician. And right here, we've got the life experience. We have the dream. This Magician's about to make magic come true. Okay, that's the energy surrounding what's coming to you in the future. So let's look at the energy surrounding what it looks like in the 3D, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles. I love the Knight of Pentacles because, and I'm just going to sit this right here. We're just going to stack it on top. But I love this Knight of Pentacles because this Knight of Pentacles is such a know-it-all. This is like my favorite energy to kind of compare Aquarius to, because it's got a bit of an Aquarius edge, you know. It's someone who's a bit fearless. They haven't jumped into the future yet, but they know that the future is solid because they know the work that they're putting in now, okay? So this is what it looks like in your 3D. You, someone who's putting in the work, or who has put in all of the work, right? You took your time, you learned your lessons, you really just did what you needed to do, and it's all paying off for you. Now you get to kind of sit back, relax, and just do fun puzzles in your head and just play around. This isn't the kind of energy where you have to do a whole lot. You get to have fun. Look at that smile, right? This is the energy surrounding the soul of what's to come. Judgment. That's a beautiful card. Eyes closed because I see everything regardless, right? This is a beautiful card to pull when you get what you deserve and you're happy to get what you deserve, right? The good and the bad that comes with it. Like, for instance, a lot of you have really been putting in the work, leaving behind old mindset beliefs, leaving behind people who just did not match up to it. And I know for a lot of you, in fact, we're talking about somebody who's maybe stepped out on you. We'll clarify that in a little, right? We're talking about somebody who you might have had to walk away from, but specifically, this energy really represents you taking care of business the right way and getting everything that you deserve because of it. Because we know sometimes, we don't get our just due right in that moment. We don't get everything that we think that we deserve in the exact timing that we think that we deserve it. But this says that timing is coming through. Okay, that's the soul of this. What can't we see? A connection. The universe has something for you. There's a connection brewing, and this is lovely. The Two of Cups is sometimes, it can be you meeting yourself, and there's a great timing for that. I mean, with the energy of Scorpio season right now, there's a ton of energy surrounding. I'm about to say something and something is sliding down. They're like, here's the outcome. I think I know who this is, but I'm not, hold on. They're like, show them who it is. Okay, let's see who this connection is. What's the possible outcome? The Ace of Swords. Okay, let's talk about it. Let's go back to the Two Cups really quick. So we have a connection, and this connection is something that you've been manifesting, okay? This reads directly tied into here. It's something that you've been manifesting. And then we have the Ace of Swords here, and underlying all of this energy is the Lovers. How beautiful is that? I'm just going to sit this down, okay? So we have the Ace of Swords here, and what makes that such a beautiful placement is that it's some type of divine, absolute divine truth that you can't, after you know this, you can't ever unknow it, okay? So whatever gift is coming in, it's information, communication, whatever it is, it changes everything. And it's what you're manifesting. So what it is that you want, you're getting exactly what you deserve. There's no need to even think about it. This is a divine union. It's the Lovers. And we know that the universe works on love, so keep putting out love. The best way to channel into this energy for sure is not graciousness, but being grateful, okay? So that kind of feeling that you get when you're just like, oh my God, I'm just so happy that I was here at this moment, at this particular time, because oh my God, this is life-changing for me. Like, it could be something as silly as I'm so glad that I was so happened to be on this street at this time because my favorite shop opened up and like they're about to close, but because I chose to be here, I can go get this best burger that I've ever had in my life and take it home right in time to like start up movie night with my friends. I'm so glad because I so wanted a burger so bad, and maybe they just so happen to stay open later than usual because it's a special kind of burger holiday. I don't know, it doesn't matter. The thing is it can be as silly as that feeling feels good, like it doesn't, you don't have to always try to think or manifest from places of extreme, like this will be the thing that changes my life forever, and I'm just, it's so overwhelming. Like sometimes those feelings, they don't feel as, I want to say, honest, because you don't have them enough in life and they're so fleeting. But the feeling of, oh my God, I'm so glad I was here just at this time, this place, because I bumped into someone that I have a crush on. Like, that's amazing. Like, that feeling is not so fleeting. It's small, it's silly, the universe loves it. So feed that to the universe. I love to say tap into your divine feminine energy and give the nectar of good. Like it feels so good, it's so gooey good, like that kind of feeling. Anyways, that is what is behind the veil, and I think that is such a beautiful thing to see. So I normally kind of leave that in the deck and set it aside. But this time I'm going to do, what does this look like in your reality? But Aquarius, because you are so, you fly so high, you know, like most people don't understand what your energy is like, and that's why you have such a hard time connecting with people, because they don't get how airy it is up here, how like still and calm, and you know, people can sometimes make you second guess that with yourself all the time. Oh, okay, I'm going to split here, right there, okay, and maybe here again. So I'm supposed to look at the bottom of both of these, and we're going to get into what this is probably going to start looking like in your 3D, okay? This is the energy of it. This is what's coming in the future, so you got to stay attached to that energy, okay? Just know that something's coming that's going to change your life forever, okay? So now this is what it might look like in the 3D. I'm going to tell you a story, and you're just going to see how it resonates, okay? And you can think about me and this video, and if synchronicities come up, use it as confirmation. Use synchronicities as confirmation. Use coincidences as confirmation. There's no such thing as a coincidence. You live in a world with billions of people, and even more just possibilities and variabilities of something happening to you. And yet, events lined up a specific way just for you. Not even the person next to you. Is it a coincidence? I think not. Okay, so let's look at these. Queen of Sticks, Page of Sticks. So these are two conflicting energies. This is all the way at the bottom of the deck, but this is halfway through it. So I think the way that things start out is you feel super adventurous, okay? And they're not conflicting. I just mean that they're different because, you know, there's a gap in the energy here. Normally there's like a knight in here somewhere, but there's a gap. So I think you start off really feeling like you're just adventuring on a new journey, and like, you know, you're willing to just start over. Not quite at the fool's journey, because you've already learned quite a bit. Your soul has been through things, okay? You've been through a judgment period here. This is not just the beginning for you. Remember, the fool with life experience makes the magician, but the magician knows to stay at like a page level. Never start all the way at the beginning unless you have to, right? Now the Queen of Sticks, she's like, it's funny because it's like you start out here, but you just jump right to this anyways. And this is just confidence. This is happiness. Like, look at her. This is like the perfect fall kind of aesthetic. The pretty colors, the sunflower, just the gratefulness, just being grateful. This little ghost is grateful too, right? They're happy to be here, but she's really taking it in. Okay, and I feel like that's what it's going to look like for you. In this 3D, that's going to be the base energy of what kind of energy you need to look out for in yourself, okay? So think of Aquarius as the ability to scope out a new version of you. Aquarius energy is an awful lot like beehive, pollinator energy, like the bees that want to go out and pollinate, the bees that want to spread the seed, the bees that want to like hang out with people, but not in a shallow way. That's why you guys go so often. 6 of Sticks. You guys want to do it in a way that ushers in something new, right? This is the 6 of Sticks energy. You're ushering in something new after a bunch of discord. And the world is an awful lot like that. So that's what our underlying energy is going to be, okay? You ushering something in new. So let's look at what the general energy around what's coming in is. It's the energy of leaving something behind. Okay, so again, I believe we had a bit of that energy come up. Didn't we? We had a bit of that energy come up just a little bit ago. And I don't want to, like, sometimes if I think too hard, I'm pulling in from other readings. So I'm just going to just say that it came up a little bit ago. And it was underlying, what was it? What was the world that, it wasn't the world, but I wanted to say that it was the world. What was the world that was on top? Anyways, there was a card on top, and I can't remember what it was, but it was a very positive card, and I'm sure you can rewind and see. But the thing is when you're leaving something behind, there can be a bit of residue, okay? This ghost doesn't exactly seem thrilled. He's a little apprehensive. But when you're ushering in something new, it means that you've had to go against something before it, right? Like, remember, this is underneath this energy here. So in order to usher in something new, you still have to remember where you came from and what you went through to get to where you're going. And that's kind of, you know, I want to say don't get bogged down in that energy, because it's an air energy. It's just a thought. And I want to say that your thoughts are going to come up, okay? A lot of thoughts about where you're going, what you're doing, what you've been through, who you used to be specifically. And you're going to just allow those thoughts to exist, acknowledge them, and then just categorize them as old memories from a time that's already passed. And this time could have fucking been yesterday. Like, don't take it so seriously. But that's how you let go of things, is you recognize that your brain's only trying to remind you of something only until you've gotten your new experiences, which that was in the pre-shuffle, right? We saw that you had some new experiences, that you were doing something new, that you were working towards something. You left something behind to work towards something else, right? And your brain is making room for all of this new stuff, but then your brain's like, wait, are you sure you want to get rid of everything else, or are we going to move in this direction? And it asks you that by sending you memories of who you were while you are moving into who you are. So that way you can pull the skills and the things necessary from who you were, right? It's kind of like stepping through portals. You're going to take things with you. And some things you don't need to take with you, some things you want to take with you, right? And this is what the magician is deciding. What brings us peace? That's what we're going to take with us. And the rest, we're going to leave it behind. So what is the energy around this in the 3D? And, ooh, we've got the 9 of Blades. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a secret about the 9 of Pentacles. And maybe Aquarius, because Aquarius, I know that you guys have a lot of issues surrounding fear, being fearless. That's a lot of Uranus energy. He always pushes you to be radically fearless. And you can grow up in homes where that's not appreciated, you know? Or you could just be in an environment where being completely fearless feels like you're just throwing your life away. And that can be terrifying. So I'm going to tell you a secret about Aquarius energy and where that comes from. This 9 of Pentacles, look, there's a Rubik's Cube there. And we know Rubik's Cubes. We can tie them to the nerd culture, you know? People who are really smart can figure out complicated things, right? Look, there's also a line graph here. This person is very practical and oriented. Aquarius, you guys are very practical. For people who are very chaotic in nature, this is the one thing people don't know about you, is you read trends, okay? Look at that line graph. It's about trends, and you can trend the reality. So people think that you guys are eccentric because you're trending things that they can't see, because most people don't think like you guys. But you guys are the smartest people in the room. Your wisdom in search of the future, right? That takes a lot of innovation. You're innovation, okay? You drag the rest of everybody else behind. Like you drag them along because they're all behind. And so they see you guys as eccentric, as wild, as being detached and this and that. But really, you're just looking at the future and you're looking at the very highly probable outcomes. It's a very practical kind of energy. And that's what's so funny about Aquarius, is I love how practical you guys are. And most people don't recognize that, but I do. So at least I hope you feel seen in this energy. I love this energy. But when people don't recognize that, it can sometimes put you in this energy of the 9 of Blades, okay? This is up in the clouds in your head and just angry and annoyed. Oh, this little ghost is like, fuck you guys. I'm going to be the boss of you one day. Why do I have to abide by some arbitrary rules that are actually hindering all of our progress and success in this project? But don't worry, because judgment's coming, okay? Judgment's coming. And let's go ahead and see what's in the soul of this and what's in the soul of judgment, because I bet you it's something good. I told you, look, it's the Queen of Sticks. Here she came again. She came up. And that's so funny, because didn't we talk about her earlier, how you would step into that energy? This is you, your soul. You are the judgment. You, remember I said, pay attention to this Queen of Sticks and the Page of Sticks. The Page of Sticks is how you start out, but the Queen of Sticks, you jump right into that energy. And it's because of judgment over here that you end up jumping into this energy of being appreciative of everything. She's so beautiful because she's appreciative of everything around her. She just loves life. And that's a beautiful place to be, okay? So don't let anybody take you from there. Don't let this energy get you down. Don't worry about those guys. They don't matter. This is your soul. Your soul wants you to celebrate and stay completely in gratitude, okay? Because what may be happening around you may not look like something to be grateful for. Like, it's really difficult to be grateful to be the smartest person in the room when you're surrounded by people who are driving you crazy, but you got to be grateful because that smarts is about to pay off, okay? It's giving like Steve Jobs. I mean, there's a lot of controversial things to be said about Steve Jobs, sure, but let's just look at one specific aspect of him, and it's that he was radically fearless. And maybe he was fearful about a lot of other things. I don't know. But when it came to Apple, he seemed to go from a very fearless place. When he set an idea, when he wanted to manifest something, he stuck to that very specifically, regardless of what everybody else was doing, regardless of what they wanted and what they wanted to see or say. He probably had a lot of Aquarius in his chart somewhere. Maybe. We should see. Or some Aquarius degrees. But stay in this energy of complete gratitude. That's where a lot of people do fall off. Funny enough, and I don't think that's going to cut it anymore. We're coming into a lot of new energy, especially in November, that's changing the course of history, and I don't think it's going to cut it anymore to exist outside of a place of pure gratitude, okay? So let's see what's hidden, and let's see what it tells us about this Two of Cups connection, okay? And it's the Six of Coins. It's a gift. Remember? You got the Six of Coins earlier. I told you that there was a gift of some sort. And it was a gift. You walked away from something and it was a gift. Remember? I think that's what it was. And look, it's so nice to see again because it's really telling you, no, you just don't see it. You don't see the gift coming yet. It's coming in. I guarantee you. It's linked to a connection. You've made a connection here. Now, this connection doesn't have to be romantic. Now, for a lot of you, this could totally be about your person going through their dark night of the soul and figuring out some things on their own, you know, and they're walking away from this dark magic that they were doing before, which a magician is honestly works from love, okay? And a magician who doesn't work from love is just a narcissist with, you know, a bad getup, okay? That's all it is. You're either a magician or you're a narcissist. You're either doing it for love or you're doing it for yourself. And being the narcissist, we know as that term goes on, it doesn't really work out well. But when you're a magician, it works out great. So listen, this could be about your narcissist turning away from their bad behaviors because they got some karma due to them, right? We can look at this and say, you know, you are their wish fulfillment. They've been wishing for you for so long and they're finally realizing it and they're upset with themselves, beating themselves up for how much they screwed up. Their heart's putting them through judgment, you know, their whole soul body here. Because your soul can work for you or can work against you. Remember, this is like the Peter Pan's shadow energy, okay? Is Peter Pan's shadow upset or is he mad? Because it's gonna dictate what you get and what you deserve. And this Queen of Six could really just be a place of gratitude for the lessons learned, and maybe because, you know, they went through the karma of you and they come out on the other end so grateful for you for it. Because, you know, if they didn't clear through that karma, they'd stay stuck in a fear cycle, which is all about Aquarius energy. The future holds a lot of fear because you can't hold it in the present. You're either in a fear state, right? But how often are we in the present constantly in a state of fear over what's happening to us right now? Right now, you could just be sitting down. Right now, you could be eating breakfast. Right now, you could be in bed with dinner. Right now, you could just be listening to some voice between your ears. You know, like right now, you're not getting chased by a hungry bear. But you can think about it, right? You can watch a movie and it puts you in a state of fear, even though you're perfectly safe and fine. That's Aquarius energy. It's when you go searching for the future so much and you go so far out because there's so many probabilities, right? I know a lot of my Aquariuses, they can dive into that depression, the deep depression really fast because of this. But when you can see all of the possibilities, but you don't see the ones for yourself, especially because Aquarius, your biggest blind spot's always going to be yourself. But that's the thing, is no one can truly see themselves in the future because you only exist now. But energies exist in the future. They also exist in the past. Memory is just emotion. It's a fluid thing. And so if you're not looking for yourself, then you're fine. But if you're constantly looking for yourself, you're never going to find it. You're just going to find a lot of heartache. And that's what this person is going through with all that fear. They're finding a lot of heartache, and now look, they feel so much better. And look, here they are. And what's hidden to you is the connections that they're making about all of this, and they're coming in with a gift. I could say that really easily. Is that happening for some people? Yes. Not for everybody. For some of you, you left a narcissist and they're stuck in their own ways, okay? For some of you, the karma that they're having to go through, they may be grateful that it's not as bad as it could have been. Let's say the karma that you put them through, they could have ended up in jail for, but they didn't. Saved, right by just your kind gracious, or the kind of karma that you said no, or you set boundaries, so the incident didn't escalate like it maybe had previously or before in history, or how it's escalating in a different relationship that they thought was better than yours, and they're grateful for you as a template because you maybe saved them from a really bad situation, right? Do you want this person coming back into your life? Maybe to give you some clarity. That's always fun. We love to hear clarity, right? But not necessarily for a good time. You've already elevated past this. So, but maybe so. So some people, it's different, okay? There's tons of you out there, and you're all vibrating on multiple different degrees of this energy that I'm talking about. But this is the feeling of the energy, okay? So with that being said, for a lot of you, this isn't about romance. This is about you. The connections that you've been making with yourself. These new connections and rewiring in your own brains and your circuit systems that help you process life. You're getting the gift of that, okay? All of those circuits are clear, they're good, and you're going to start seeing that play out in your reality. What's the possible outcome here? The 5 of coins, we're definitely going to clarify this, because the 5 of coins, look, okay, if the possible outcome here is the Ace of Swords, a truth, so this is a crown, this is something that you have to wear, that means that this truth can either have someone feeling really left out. This truth can reveal a lot of things that you weren't expecting to know or to see. It could be about someone else. It could be about you. Oh, another card wants to come out over here. Yeah, look at that on the top. This is right off the top of the deck. You just have to believe me. But it was the King of Cups. Now look at him. King of Cups usually looks very good. Yeah, in a lot of my decks. He's a very handsome, very fun guy. But this one, here, let me grab this so you can see. This one, though, he's not so happy looking. He looks a little drunk, if I'm going to be totally honest. But not like drunk, like silly slap drunk or anything like that. But like in a stupor of just... somebody who's been sitting on their emotions for a little too long. Even the fish are like, aren't you going to let some of that water out? Like, are you okay? Are you okay, sir? You know, that fish is even concerned. And that's what's coming out over here, is it's like someone, this truth that is revealed, though, it could be, and the way that this is coming down, right? It could be that the emotions have to finally come in and say something. And whatever this, like if this is a romantic person, and I can put it this way, like telling a story, right? Like sometimes when people are grateful, they're behind the doors and they want to come in and do all of this stuff, right? Like they want to. But when they do and they show up to tell you the truth, it doesn't look anything like this energy is here, okay? It doesn't look super fun and gung-ho and, you know, oh, hi, blah, blah, blah. It doesn't look like that. And let's see who's down here, the Star, right? Sometimes when we get our wishes, you know, when they say, be careful what you wish for, this brings them into harmony, okay? Because this is connected. This is connected, right? The Ace of Swords with the Knight of Pentacles, the know-it-all, someone who knows something. So this could be, you know, a revelation of information, but it causes you a bit of frustration because of what you had to leave behind. So you really got to leave something in the past to be able to move forward with this, because if you don't, you're going to be feeling put out. Now, if you move on, this is going to be learning from disappointment. He's disappointed, but he can take it. You know, that's why he's out here in the ocean, because he can take it. It's not fun. No, but he can take it. And That's what makes him the King of Cups, okay? So it's like you may hear or may find out something, like for instance, if this person comes in and they want to tell you everything, like, oh, you know, I'm so sorry about before, this and that. You may be waiting to hear something very specific, like you were right, and I love you, and you're the best thing that's ever happened to me, and I just want you back, and all this and that, right? Like let's take the romantic angle here. That may be what you want to hear, but this person comes in and they tell you something instead, like, oh yeah, I was just going through a really tough patch. You know, this chick, she was terrible to me. She was horrible. You know, you wouldn't believe it, but I'm all better now. I'm all better now. So can we go back to being, you know, whatever we were before, friends, weird situationship? I don't like, can we just pretend like none of it ever happened? And you're like, I'm sorry, no. Like, look at him. He's like, I'm sorry, no. You know, like he's a bearer of bad news, and they're kind of put out because of it. That's the outcome. Someone's going to be put out because of it. I think someone's getting what they deserve. And I think what's coming in for you is what you deserve. You deserve clarification. It's going to tell you everything that you needed to know. I'm going to look at the bottom here and cross with this, because remember, we have the Lovers and we have this Victory again, okay? This is the underlying energy. There's still a victory at play. You still come out on top. Now, I'm going to clarify this one more time. I'm just going to throw in like maybe 2 clarifying cards, because I didn't mean for that King of Cups to come out at all. But I'm going to clarify it with my Liza deck. Whoa. 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 Okay, so I got these cards that came out. So let's look at what's under at the bottom of the deck. Ooh, this one really wanted to... Actually, no. They wanted to throw this out of the way. This kept sliding out. So this is at the bottom. King of Swords, but what's on top of it is the Nine of Wands, and I think that's interesting, because with the Knight of Wands on top of the King of Swords, it's suggesting that someone has literally come to the end of something, and they finally like have the guts to say no. What's underneath this? Judgment. Look at that. They finally have what it takes to say, I'm sorry, but I'm not letting it come back in. You see how his back is turned to her? And she's the Nine of Wands. She's not a page. She's a Nine of Wands. You know, it's over. It's all over now. I'm so glad it's all over. You know, you want to talk to me again? No. No. I made up my mind. I deserve so much more than all of that. And I'm glad that that's over from you. I'm glad that you've, you know, found your way or whatever, but it has nothing to do with me. So these cards came out for clarification. We have the Five of Cups again. This is somebody who really is not only are they crying and wallowing, right? Let's put this here. Not only are they wallowing here, but they're just emptying out their cups into this void. They're giving to a void. Okay, and this person wants to give what you have to give to that void too. And I think that that's, you know, this is a green card. It's telling me everything that's happening in the 3D. I think that that's something to keep and pay attention to. Yes, because this person's in Eight of Swords energy. When they look in the mirror, they don't like to, because they're all bound up. They would rather see you when they look in the mirror than themselves. So they want you to mirror something back at them that you used to, and you're not going to. You're not going to. Look at you, Page of Wands showing up again. You're not there to. That's the thing. It's not even that you're making an active choice. You're just not even there. They're looking in the mirror, mirror on the wall. Show me, is she still here? No, she's all fucking off, dancing and doing something fun. You're not even there anymore. Look at that. Lovers. Lovers again. The underlying energy, you've made a new connection. This is definitely a new connection coming in. It could be a connection with yourself, like self-pleasure, guys. I don't know how, especially for women, it's so important. But you could be making a connection with yourself. Hell, this could just be the connection with the universe. Maybe you found Liza loves the universe, and this is your connection, right? You've made a new connection point. And it brings you so much fulfillment. What did I say about self-pleasure? What did I say? It's all right there. Aquarius is such a beautiful reading. Honestly, thank you for taking the time out with me, because getting into that was so beautiful. I love the energy. It feels so good. And honestly, it's so fulfilling. It's so fulfilling. Remember, we had the Ten of Cups underneath the Magician, was it? I can't remember. No, it wasn't the Magician. It was at the beginning of the reading, and the card fell off, and it was the Ten of Cups. Look, you keep getting these cup energies. You are so fulfilled. You don't even have to worry about this coming through. You don't even have to worry about it, Aquarius. You're just... nothing can touch you now. Just stay in that gratitude. Stay in it, okay? Guys, like, share, subscribe, send it to a baddie who needs it. You can find me on the internet as Liza Hearts the Internet. Liza loves the... I guess I love the internet too. Liza loves the universe. You know, you can find me anywhere. I'm on TikTok mainly and here, but y'all, I will talk to you in Pisces. In Pisces, we're going to really dive into the whole collective. Pisces is a collective reading, okay? And by collective, Pisces get the front, center, and front stage. We get to hear from the prophet that is Pisces, the prognosis of what the fuck is going on, and Pisces gets some confirmation and validation for all the fuck shit they've been having to put up with, okay? So meet me over there, and November is going to be amazing. So catch that wave. Love you guys.